The precision of the watch brand Rolex is well renowned. The only watch company that doesn't need an introduction is Rolex. It is well known outside the confines of our sector. The watch brand, often known as the Crown, is especially notable in its niche. It is synonymous with luxury, interchangeable with quality, and rooted in a tradition that can never be replicated by advertising campaigns or public relations gimmicks. Rolex watches may only be sold and serviced by authorized Rolex retailers. Therefore, the best people available to help you through the variety of models available, provide assistance on the technical aspects of your watches, and guide you towards a decision you live with are authorized Rolex shops, since they possess the specialized knowledge, advanced tools, and equipment needed to produce these expensive watches. But how do these authorized dealers pick their audience? Enjoy your time as we discover that in this video. We shall understand how these Rolex-certified dealers select their customers. Maybe we can provide you with some additional advice so you can soon own your Submariner or Daytona. Now pay attention, and if you're a true lover of Rolex, stay tuned until the end of this video. We know that there have always been numerous inquiries about where to get this prestigious timepiece and other related matters. Therefore, we will exclusively disclose how one specific Rolex authorized dealer handles customer selection and distribution. Prepare to have your mind blown. But before that, welcome back to the Content Promoter. This is Ava, and if you're new to this channel, please subscribe to be updated for more upcoming videos like this. Rolex has never made online watch sales, and they aren't going to start anytime soon. Furthermore, it is forbidden for its authorized dealer network to do so. But that is only one of many demands that Rolex makes of its dealers. It is a complicated process to become an authorized dealer for the most prosperous watchmaker in the world. To start, it would have to be a reputable jeweler with a proven track record of success. It must have permission to operate, be separate from other approved dealers, and be able to dedicate a sizable portion of its floor space to Rolex products. It often requires revamping a store, which entails paying to fly in the brand's design team to oversee the process and hiring only a few contractors to complete the task. It is common for a sizable investment to exceed hundreds of thousands of dollars. The materials that may be utilized must adhere to tight rules that follow international standards for design and color. For example, lacewood veneer with a strong, snakeskin-like horizontal grain is the only type of wood used for paneling, and tolerances of less than 1 millimeter are required. Additionally, it often requires a $1 million initial investment and a significant yearly minimum order requirement for each store. Everything is done in the name of exclusivity, which Rolex has consistently stressed. Employees of authorized dealers are allegedly only permitted to discuss prices in person, not over the phone or via email. Instead of just a transaction, they wanted to remember the experience of purchasing one of their watches. Customers of Rolex can be split into two groups: those with extensive knowledge and those with little knowledge. Collectors admire Rolex for its extraordinary quality. Yet, having the best all-around watch for daily usage may be more important than having a fine, detailed craftsmanship. Other Rolex consumers know little about watches, besides that Rolex is the best. The fundamental justification is that a Rolex watch is required if they plan to wear one. And this is a remarkable statement for the business, since it implies that something is working well when even someone with no prior knowledge of timepieces considers one brand the best. Today, however, authorized Rolex dealers utilize a tool called the Rolex High Demand Supply Matrix to divide their clientele into 3 categories, which we'll refer to as types A, B, and C for the time being. Client type A, arguably the most typical, is a new customer with no previous purchases. Client type B is an elderly client without a history of buying Rolex, while client type C is a client who has bought Rolex in the past. Now, before they may sell you a watch, approved dealers will have to rank them from 1 to 11. According to Criteria 1, all customers who want to express interest in a high-demand Rolex must go to their chosen showroom in person, never on the phone. This affects all three client groups in categories A, B, and C. Second, the client must present proof of identification before engaging in any interest-bearing transaction using the card they intend to pay with. Currently, this is only a requirement for client type A. The third step entails verifying that social media accounts, such as those on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, are unrelated to selling Rolex watches. Oddly enough, it only applies to client types A and B. It does not affect clients in Type C who have a history of buying Rolex. To them, it's somehow unimportant. So, is it surprising that the same people keep purchasing identical timepieces repeatedly? Next, if the client is a company director, you must authenticate their directorship and the type of company by calling the company's headquarters. Client types A and B are likewise affected by this. You might be thinking right now, that shouldn't be their concern. Well, we also don't know why. Fifth, a Google search by the authorized dealer using the client's name and business must be done as an additional study and investigation. Once more, only client types A and B are affected by this. Client type C is not. Before we move on, if you want to support this channel more, you might want to join our membership program or try our super thanks, wherein your comments will be highlighted. The sixth criteria is to make sure the client has been checked on their secret system. Although it pertains to all three customer groups, it does state to verify the person's address, phone number, and email address to see whether they have been registered on another account. Also note that a thorough bio must be generated and saved in the system for every type of client from every category, including practically everyone who enters and exits an AD store. Another thing to note about these authorized dealers is that even if you've previously made a Rolex purchase from them, but you haven't done so in the past year and are planning to do so now, it won't be as simple as you might think, because the field team manager must first approve your purchase before it can be made. But after that, you'd be considered a regular customer again. You will need to get a team manager authorization form filled out, wherein your purchase history details will be handled if you bought items from the same store before but have no Rolex buying history. This holds for both types A and B. Finally, only for Category B customers, it says that when customers indicate interest in top-rated models, they won't send one out until the customer has bought a Rolex timepiece. These standards and advice were obtained from authorized Rolex dealers. You can thus comment below and let us know if any of these connect with you in the future. The story's moral is to dive right in if you're willing to play the game. So, are you still planning to buy a Rolex? I think I will pass on this. Anyway, thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell for more upcoming videos. Now, I know what you're thinking. Am I still gonna buy a Rolex watch? If you have second thoughts about buying a Rolex watch because of these standards, click and watch this video to know the most expensive Rolex watches to ease your mind.